Yes, this Rofis KR20. Let's take it for a spin at 100 meters, eh? What do you say about that? There we go. Nice and easy. Lights up the tree like nothing at 100 meters. We should take this thing hunting. Lights up that little tree at 15 meters so much you can't even see it. How good's that? Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and today I bring you the Rofis KR20. Let's just say it's basically a tactical flashlight. Everyone loves tactical flashlights. We should just leave it at that. Who doesn't love the look of a tactical flashlight? Let's take tactical 3 times fast. Let's not. Let's get this review started, but... Alright guys, in front of me I have the Rofis KR20. This is like the 5th take trying to do this video because my phone keeps on overheating. It's 35-degree day, so I thought I'd take this inside the shed, and the shed isn't really any cooler. I in fact just went to get water out of the hose to cool down the phone, and the water was hotter than the air, so that's great to know. That's how you know you live in Australia. Anyways, this is the Rofis KR20. It's like the tactical outdoor brother to the TR20. The Rofis TR20 is a great light. It's more so a work style light. This is more so a tactical outdoors self-defense style light. Because of the features and whatnot. Rofis sent me this light. I don't know if they like my first review or whatnot, but they sent me another light, so that's always a good sign. First of all, we'll go through what the light came with. Obviously it came with the Rofis KR20 itself. You get the clip, which is here, the tactical ring, love these tactical rings, lanyard, the included 18650 3400 milliamp hour battery, comes with this battery here. This thing comes with everything, including the kitchen sink. Fit on. Then you get the micro USB cable, spare O-rings, plus the spare USB charging port cap, the instruction manual, KR20 warranty card, and I love the quality of these sheaths. These sheaths by Rofis are awesome quality. Really good, tough quality sheaths. Alright, now we'll just run through some specs as quick as we can. The KR20 uses a premium Cree XPO HI V3. There it is there, you should be able to see it. While looking at that, you can also see how deep the reflector is. So this is pretty much a tiny thrower. You can see the AR coated glass there too. The XPO HI is good for an output up to 1100 lumens. I'll have to do a ceiling bounce test and see how that comes out. The max beam distance up to 336 meters. You can also see the crenulated tactical stainless steel bezel there. High efficiency circuit provides runtime up to 210 hours. Obviously on Moonlight Mode you're going to get a lot of runtime using such a big 18652 3400 milliamps. Intelligent charging circuit with voltage detection, charging safety and rapidly. I think it charges like 750 milliamps. That's the port there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see that. And it's got this little boot to cover it, which makes it IPX8 to 2 meters. Multiple output modes. So basically you get multiple output modes. You use the back switch here as a lockout, and then you can use the front switch to change modes, which is an awesome feature because like having 2 buttons always makes it look cool, and it's more tactical. And you can see when you leave the back lockout on, so it's unlocked, you can see the switch has a beacon, so you can locate it. Alright, so the KR20 comes with a memory function. It remembers your last used memory. Sorry, it remembers your last used memory mode. So if you had it on high, which that was already on, so you got it on high, and then you switch it off, turn it back on, it'll still be on high. So it doesn't memorize the next function, it memorizes the last used one. Broad voltage circuit, so it accepts pretty much a whole variety of batteries. The included 18650 obviously. It accepts 16340s, the rechargeable lithiums, and it also accepts off-the-shelf CR123s. which is an upgrade from the TR20 because the TR20 didn't accept 16340s. The Rofis KR20 has an optimized ultra precise reflector, offers a longer beam distance than competing products, so it's supposed to outthrow the competitor products, which I'm pretty sure it does. It helps also, using the XP or HI, and it's a 1A tint, so it is like pretty cool. Constructed from aerospace aluminium alloy and hard anodizing type 3, reverse polarity protection, stainless steel titanium plated clip, and anti-roll design. So obviously with this on here, the tactical ring, it doesn't want to roll anyway. Plus the bottom here is flat. That part there is flat, so that'll help it not roll. And as I've already said, the stainless steel bezel, which is the stainless steel is there on these tactical lights for a real purpose. So when you hit it, it doesn't break it, because the stainless steel is harder than the alloy. And yeah, everything else I've already told you. IPX8, of course, as I've already said, and drop proof to 1.5 meters. Now we'll go through the output if my phone allows me to, and I'm pretty sure the phone is about to catch on fire or something. Okay, so the KR20 does have a lot of modes. It's basically got 5 standard modes, and then it's got a hidden mode and the hidden strobe, beacon, and SOS. So we'll run through the normal modes. We'll start again. So that should be off. You can use the side switch to turn the light off too. Obviously it's just on standby mode then, it's not properly off. First will be ultra low, which is 12 lumens for 135 hours. Next up will be low, which is 80 lumens for 29 hours. After that will be medium, which is 220 lumens for 10 hours. Then high mode, 500 lumens for 2.8 hours. Then turbo mode, 1100 lumens for 1.5 hours. Obviously that 1.5 hours is going to step down a bit. It's going to happen anyway. Alright, so to access the Blinky functions, pretty simple, is push and hold. Well, first the light has to be turned on at the back. Back tail cap on, push and hold. And you got your Blinky modes. And then you can push and hold to change that. So you can see that's now changed to what appears to be strobe or SOS, I'm not quite sure. And then you want to stop it, simply click. Then click back on like that and whatnot. Then you can cycle through your modes again until it's off on standby, or you can click the tail cap and it's properly off. To start the light on Moonlight Mode is a bit more difficult. You got to push and hold the side switch and hit the tail cap. And that there is Moonlight Mode. So that's pretty good because I like having my Moonlight modes hidden. I'd rather not have them like actually in with the rest of the modes. Moonlight Mode is 4 lumens for 210 hours. So it's pretty good output if you're into your Moonlight Mode. And 4 lumens isn't the lowest setting anyway. Like it is the lowest setting on this light, but it isn't the worst Moonlight Mode. It's actually a pretty high Moonlight Mode. Usually they're like 0.5 or 1 lumen or so. Peak beam intensity of 28,360 CD, which gives the max beam distance of 336 meters. And all of these are anti-rated lumens and anti-rated runtimes using the included 3400 milliamp hour battery. The KR20 also has a momentary switch, which is great if you're a hunter. So you can mount this on your rifle, and when you want to spot something out but then turn your light off, you just hit it like so, and it's momentary. So you haven't even clicked it, and you can still cycle through the modes like so. So that's not clicked. Now that's clicked on. So you got your momentary switch there. That comes in handy. Usually that's why you have a pressure switch on your gun mounted light, but that comes in handy. Using the tail cap, you can also access tactical strobe. So just double click. Oops. And that's tactical strobe there. So the way this light is set up is very tactical. You can tell it's made to be used outdoors. This does have the USB charger built in too, so it would be good for someone that doesn't know the most about flashlights. It is safe. It charges to exactly 4.2 volts. I don't know how it got exactly to 4.2, but it did. Usually it's like 4.198 or something, but this one was exactly 4.2. I'm not even going to ask questions. Using the standard micro USB charging port, and it's got the included battery and whatnot. One thing to note, when you want to use the charger, the light has to be on. So the towel cap has to be on, or else the towel cap will stop the current from flowing the whole way through the light. So it has to be on. The light doesn't have to be on, it can just be in the standby setting. And then you plug the USB cable in now, and then it will charge. When it's charging, the light will be solid red, and then once it's almost fully charged, it'll be red and it will flash green. And once it's completely fully charged, it will just be fully green. So you know to take the light off to stop the charge cycle. That's pretty much everything. Now we'll just have a look at the light itself. Alright, so this is the light itself. The inside, that's the backside of the driver board. One thing I do have to complain about a bit is this spring is pretty tiny. I would do a spring bypass on it myself. It is still a good quality spring. I'm not sure why they went so small. I'm guessing because the light is pretty tiny, which that's still something I have to tell you guys is how big the light is. It's freaking small as. Yeah, they would have gone with a tiny spring. You can see all the threads are very well cut. The anodized side goes on the head, and the back end is unanodized. You see those threads? Yeah. I put my own silicone grease on there, so that's why it looks like that. The silicone grease lasts a really long time. O-rings here, O-rings there. Even the back spring here, it's a bit beefier, but I feel they could have probably used a little bit bigger spring. I reckon they should have put the back one on the front, and then that would have been better. I'm going to do a spring bypass on this myself anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah. But anyway, even those Nange 105C drivers, they come with the same size springs, and they work fine. Either way, you're only pushing through about 3 amps, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. I just think, yeah, they probably could have just put a bigger spring. That's your button there. You can see it from inside here. We'll undo the charging port. This sits pretty tight. It's not really hard to undo, but with one hand it kind of is. I'll use another hand then. There we go. That's your micro USB there. And then that's the head. I'll show you it compared to other tactical lights actually, and yeah. Alright, all these lights except for the C8 I would call tactical style flashlights. The C8 semi, probably if you put it like a crenulated bezel on it, stainless steel bezel, you can make it more tactical. It is kind of. Lumentop TD16 and Jet Beam Jet 3 M Pro or Jet 2 M Pro. No, Jet 3 M Pro. I got a review up off the Jet Beam. I brought that light and like I brought it pretty much full of looks. I freaking love it. It looks awesome. The Lumentop has dual switches too. The Lumentop is super bright, but it uses XML2. So yeah. Basically, the Rofis KR20 should be able to outthrow at least these two here. Obviously, a stock C8 with a XML2, the 336 meters of the KR20 will be pretty close. I'll show you there. If you guys can see that. So you can see pretty much the Lumentop does have a little bit bigger reflector, not that much. I would say the Jet Beam is probably a little bit smaller. Obviously the C8 is much bigger. Dimension wise, you can see in length it is the shortest one there. Alright guys, so we're outside now, nighttime. I've got the Rofis KR20 on Moonlight Mode. So remember, you got to push and hold the side switch and then activate the towel cap switch, and that'll get you into Moonlight. As I was saying before, like 4 lumens is a pretty high Moonlight Mode. This is probably even more than 4 lumens because you can see how well illuminating it is. if you look over there, even though yeah, I understand it's not the most beam, it still does a pretty good job. So I'll show you towards my door. This is at 5 meters away. We'll change now to just a standard low mode. Well, this will be ultra low, the next mode. Alright, you can see it went up there, not by that much, but it does go up a tiny bit. It does a good enough job. Like, obviously, it's only low mode, it's not supposed to be super bright, but it does do a pretty good job. Actually, very interesting. You guys probably can't see this too well, or you can a little bit. This is the Moonlight Mode on the back of my fence. So you can see it still does have quite a bit of throw for such a small light. Nothing like too amazing at 336 meters, but it is still quite a bit of throw. Alright, next is low mode. I've already shown you guys this one at the door that was closer. Usually these lights, they won't be able to reach that far, but this KR20 can. So that's pretty cool. Alright, this will be low, because first was Moonlight, ultra low, and then low. Bit confusing there with the names. Starting to cool down here finally. I'm gonna move my basketball ring out of the way. I might do that now actually. This is kind of in the way. Alright guys, this is the KR20 on medium mode. You can see even on medium mode it does a pretty good job. Most of the backyard is lit up. This is the sort of mode that you probably use the most. This and then high mode. Turbo mode probably won't be used all that often anyway. Alright guys, this is the KR20 on high mode, so second highest mode. You can see it's not the brightest setting, but you can still see it does create a lot of glare. That's because of the throw and also the tint. And I gotta love it when I move my basketball ring, all the rusty water just fell on my head. Lovely. Alright, next we'll throw it in turbo mode. There we go, that's turbo mode there. You can see not a very wide beam, but it kind of does still give you a little bit of side beam. Not the most, just enough. Alright guys, there's the tree at 100 meters. It does a really good job on turbo mode. I can see everything perfectly clear. So if I cycle back down, already now I think I'm only on medium mode and I can already see the tree pretty good. That should be high mode and that should be turbo mode. You can see pretty clear. The hotspot isn't the tightest at the tree, but it's not too bad actually. It does light up most of the tree. If you had a C8 you'd only like light up maybe the top quarter, so this does light up a lot more. Obviously the throw's a lot less than a C8 with XP or HI, but yeah, not even a lot more, probably only about 100 meters, 150 meters max. So not too bad. Alright, so we're just shining it around for like a couple more seconds. One thing I forgot to mention to you guys is the length is 13.65 centimeters, so 136 mils. Head diameter is 34.8 mils, so 3.48 centimeters. Tail diameter is 25.4 mils, so 2.45 centimeters. And it weighs 118 grams without the battery. So 118 grams isn't actually that bad. It's still pretty light considering it's got the charging mechanism and the stainless steel bezel and whatnot. Actually, I did write this down, but I mean I did put it in the video, but it didn't actually save because my phone overheated. So I had to add that part in now. You can see on the tree it does kind of wash it out a bit because it is throwier and pretty white tin. But that's how you get those extra. That's how you get the extra lux rating, the extra CD, is by having a very wide beam. Alright, we will compare it now to the Lumitop TD16 and the JetBeam Jet 3 Pro. Alright guys, this is the Lumitop TD16 on its highest mode. To your right and to your left is the Rofis KR20. You can see the beam is just a little bit tighter in the Rofis. Even though the reflector is a lot smaller, you can see it's just a tad tighter. There isn't way too much difference, but you can see it will outthrow the TD16. Brightness wise, surprisingly, pretty much the same. The Rofis got 61 lux in my ceiling bounce, and the TD16 got 64. I think the TD16, people measured it at like 1150 lumens or something. So the mark of 1100 lumens is pretty close of what Rofis said. It should be somewhere around about there. Maybe even like 1050, 1080, but it does do pretty well. Next up, we'll put the JetBeam Jet 3 Pro on, and we'll see how it does. Alright guys, now we have the JetBeam Jet 3 Pro on. This is the 18650 variant. I brought this light like years and years ago, and no, sorry, not years and years, a year and a half ago, and like I loved it because the way it looks. Its performance wise probably isn't the best, but it isn't the worst either. Yeah, it was pretty expensive too. It cost me like 70 or 80 US dollars, but at that time the Australian dollar was really good. It was almost 1 to 1, so I was loving that. Still, it's an awesome looking light. Alright, so the Rofis to the left and the JetBeam to the right. You can see the Rofis is like crazy amount brighter. Bit disappointed when I just done the lux test on this JetBeam, because I've never done it until now, and it only got like 35 lux. So it's almost half as bright as what these guys are. So I don't know what JetBeam was thinking, rating it at 1100 with the 16340s, but it's nowhere next to it, guys. Yeah, maybe I should just mod it out, eh? Maybe that'll be better. But it just looks so nice that I don't want to break it. Like, I love these tactical style lights. Everyone has their own style that they like. For me, it's these tactical lights. Alright, we'll just leave the Rofis on now for a minute. So all in all, it's a great light. I'm not actually sure about the retail price of this. I didn't ask them when they sent it to me. I might be able to get a deal on it. Last time I got a deal on the TR20. I'll see if I can, and whatnot. If I can, I'll just leave the link in the description anyway. Either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I had fun making it, and as always, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.